What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Show. My name's AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We're back with Control. We're down here in the, I believe this is the research department.
Welcome to the research sector of the Federal Bureau of Control.
You know, I noticed something weird here. You know, I keep seeing outlets praise this game for its amount of detail, but there's one detail that I don't understand why it's not here.
This is where the magic happens. Anyway, I've been here for 24 years now. I've always been here. And through those years, we've made astonishing discoveries, authored studies of grave importance, and in all this work, there is one thing we know, and that's how little we truly know. Rest assured, we're committed to keep pushing the known laws and borders of reality, and to make the Bureau proud. So, welcome. Assuming you have the necessary clearance, and do follow the safety protocols. Read the manual. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
Okay, creepy dude. See,
Research sector, huh? Home of the Bureau's mad scientists.
So you notice the dark lighting and how it kind of gradually shifts as you walk into the light, but my question is why there's really no shadow? I mean, like, you can see a little bit under Jessie, but if you look at her face, it's really not covered in shadow, you know, just by her facial features. You know, I mean, I guess you could argue, you know, no games really do that. You know, I'm just being too focused on something stupid or something minor. It's just, for how well lit this agency is, you'd think there'd be a little something. Gotcha. The thing with how much light there is in this game, you'd think that they'd work a little bit more with shadow. And like I said, or it's maybe just the fact that everybody's, like I said, going on about this game and oh my gosh, how much detail there is. Oh god damn it, I did something really stupid there. You know, the idea of, oh, there's so much detail in this game, I don't see it, I guess. Yeah, it's not a bad-looking game, but this is not anything that stands out to me. I know, great me, I'm starting a video off on a complaint, but I don't know why. Just because the more and more I see on Twitter, oh, this game looks so great, oh, how it uses ray tracing and lighting and all that. I'm just like, it sets a tone very well. The lighting is good in certain scenes, but for the most part, I just don't see it. Especially how everything looks so grainy. Like, even right now, like, if anybody, you see this, like, right here on the wall, this kind of, like, gold, like, metal piece looks grainy. The thing around the lamp, at times, Jessie herself will look, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Again, I don't know if they're just trying to copy that Alan Wake aesthetic. Which, it made perfect sense that Alan Wake kind of had that look to it, seeing as Alan Wake was, you know, from... Geez, I'm trying to remember when Alan Wake came out. What was that, like 2008? That might be incorrect. But, you know, Alan Wake's a fairly older title. Yet I would argue Alan Wake still holds up with its visuals. Like I said, might not be the greatest looking game ever, but I'd say it still holds up. Damn, I'm trying to remember how to swap shoulders. It's not left bumper. Right bumper is my telekinesis. It's aim down sight. It's map. Oh, that's right. It's down on the D-pad for some reason. See, again, when I'm talking about how things look grainy, like like that metal surface. I don't know why it's a weird effect. You know, I mean, I don't necessarily want to blame this game because maybe it's because I'm playing it on Xbox and not playing it on PC. Alright. I think we won. Our control point. Ah, there we go. Nope, never mind. Thought that was a control point. I was incorrect. You know what, now that I think about it, wasn't there a new, new thing on the hotline? Is it the internal lockdown?
So much is expected from the director. The responsibility, the privilege to steer the Bureau into dangerous waters and safely out again. To inspire and lead its people, to protect them. The board is there to advise you, but they want things in return. You hold all this in your old, trembling hands. I had to lose everything before I could see the Bureau is the director's life. There's no room for anything else. If the forces contained here escaped, we'd be dragged back into an age of superstition, terror, death. Assuming you think we ever really left that behind. Any emergency, any major containment breach, and the lockdown goes into effect. I implemented this security measure in my first years as director. I knew we were vulnerable. I'd personally seen the cost of sloppiness. I made sure the internal lockdown could only be lifted by a directorial override, only to be used when the director is confident the sectors are safe to be opened again. This way, the director is the last line of defense. And if I screw up, it's on me, and me alone.
I really like Trench. You know, I know there you could argue that he's kind of what am I thinking? You know, I know you could probably argue that Trench he's a little overacted, but I don't think it's done in a bad way. Because I would say he's a little overacted, but it's like I said, I think it really works for the character. And it's kind of like Alan Wake's narration. You know, when Alan would narrate some of the stuff. Kind of that same way. It's overacted, but it's done to that perfect degree where it kind of feels like a Twilight Zone intro. You know, I've also been seeing rumors that this game is, a lot of people have theories that this game's actually connected to Alan Wake. That this and Alan Wake actually takes place in the same universe. I'm not 100% sure if that has been confirmed or not, but how am I supposed to go? Like I was saying, I'm not 100% sure if that has been confirmed, but I believe I have seen a lot of theories that that's the case. Personally, I hope that's not true. Yeah, I'm hoping that's not the case though. And if you want to know why, it's just because I know how they do it. They would have these whole altered world events. They'd have all the stuff that happened in Alan's story, you know, that then American Nightmare with Mr. Scratch and everything, as Alan ended up in the darkness and all that. They would have it be explained as, oh, it's an altered world event caused by some object or whatever, or it'd probably be Alan's typewriter, now that I think about it. Or, well, maybe it would have been the cabin, but I think, I don't know. Because I think the cabin was actually the source of the darkness. Not necessarily Alan's typewriter, but whatever. Yeah, I think they would have it be, I feel like it would just be done in some annoyingly hokey way that I wouldn't enjoy. Or that it would kind of take away from kind of the mysteriousness and the questions that I still have about Alan Wake that I would love to see. Yeah, I figured that would happen. Thought it was worth a shot. But yeah, I feel like it would take away from the questions and the mystery that I still kind of want about Alan Wake 2. You know, like, how does he get out of the darkness? How does he get back to his wife? How does he, you know, how does he overcome all of this stuff? Rather than just have it kind of explained through a different game with a different character and everything, I personally don't need that. I also wouldn't like them taking all the kind of like the supernatural stuff of Alan Wake and have it be all science-y. Let me guess. Oh, those enemies aren't popping back up? Okay, I guess they're still dead. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, personally, I'd rather they just let the games be separate, you know? Just kind of like let Quantum Break, I guess not, they're not dead. You know, let Alan Wake, let Quantum Break, let all these games be their own thing. I don't need some, like, overarching Remedy-verse. Yeah, I also think a lot of the theories of kind of like the shared universe or whatever, has to do with one of the DLCs for this game. What was it titled? AWE? And I think, you know, people see the AW and immediately go to Alan Wake. I'm not sure if that's what everything is. Again, I still haven't finished this game, so I can't completely tell, but yeah, okay, there we go. I've been looking for my way forward. I'd rather they just keep everything separate, personally. And who knows, maybe the answer of whether or not this is truly is a crossover or what have you would Oh, it's cool. It's a soundproof room, so you know, whether or not this would be a crossover or whatever has already been answered, or it will be answered later in the game. I just haven't gotten to that point yet, but okay. What that button's supposed to do. That really hasn't taken me anywhere and didn't get me to learn and or accomplish anything. Fantastic. Yeah, it's just a panic room. And again, I need to keep moving on, but the hiss is everywhere. Ah, never mind. Is it cleared?
She's in trouble. I need to reach her.
All right. I don't want to say I don't want to come across like I hate this game, you know, like I'm bashing it or anything like that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this game, like so far, maybe it's again because I'm not as far as I. Flip was that? You know, I haven't finished it yet. You know, maybe I haven't gotten everything. It's just the more and more I've played it, I've just kind of gone, okay, what I initially really liked and out of this game, I don't feel like it's really delivered on at the moment. I feel like it's just been a it's kind of been like what I feared. It was going to be similar to stuff like BioShock, where the open world was really just used as a way to pad runtime and just, hey, run over here, now run over here, now run over here. And just accomplish objectives, as opposed to really just focusing on giving you story beats. You know, I feel like I've really changed my opinion on this over the years. Because I used to love it when a game was open world or everything, but maybe that's when I didn't play every game. You know, and I actually had, because I had to ration, you know, or you know, I had to figure out which games I wanted to buy, which ones I wanted to borrow and whatnot, based on, you know, just how much cash I had on hand. Now that I have plenty that I can buy all these games, it's one of those that I'm like, okay, I don't need everything to be open world and take up all of this time. Because that was one of the big reasons why I loved open world games, is because I felt like I got a lot of bang for my buck.
Similar to an iceberg, what you see is not what you always get. Regardless, this place is vitally important to the Bureau. Most information on the astral plane is classified, but we can talk in broad strokes, keeping in mind that these are staggeringly complex systems, and simplification does them no justice. Now, the white non-space, the ever-present inverted black pyramid, the board, all linked, intrinsically tied to the oldest house, tied to the director, the process of choosing a director, tied to all objects of power in terms of who controls them. Yes.
I really like Darling. Kind of like Trench, just great delivery. I love the... I really like the character.
An early hypothesis was that the mindscape of the astral plane is subjective. But that was fast proven wrong. It's an actual place, not a construct of the mind, even though it is with our minds that we enter and experience it. But then, one could argue that that's the case with all reality. we've been able to record footage of the astral plane by monitoring the brain activity of those experiencing it. That is the only concrete material that has come out of the astral plane expeditions. Apart from one shocking exception. In the astral plane footage, we're always in the vicinity of the pyramid. We've concluded that this, not the entire plane, is what the board controls. We have glimpsed movement, native species, always in the distance, and yet contact was made. We don't have footage of this, a technical malfunction, but when one of our astronauts returned, a brain cloud, an astral fugue, had hitchhiked a ride in his head. It ruptured out, killing the subject in question. It's a relentless predator, pursuing thoughts, minds, lethal to those the entity feeds on. Proper containment protocols are to be observed when dealing with it.
We're gonna have to kill it, aren't we? I was talking about something and then I got distracted. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was trying to.
I can't believe they keep that thing here.
Dope. What was I saying? Yeah, I have a feeling that I don't know. I mean, maybe I shouldn't make my assumption of how I'm gonna feel at the end of the game. But you know what? I got a feeling that this one is gonna be kind of like it's going to be similar to how I felt with Quantum Break. Although with Quantum Break, the more I kind of like sit back and think about it, the more I've kind of sat and gone, you know what? I really would like a sequel to it. What am I supposed to be doing? Okay, I see an idea. Ah. I will give the game credit for this. It's got some really cool effects. Come on.
Doing with that thing?
Someone answer, damn it! We need backup down here.
Marshall, are you still there?
Shit. We're so close. We need to hurry.
I keep getting distracted off this point. What I'm trying to get at is, I have a feeling this game is going to end up being kind of like how I felt about Quantum Break. I'm going to like it. I'm enjoying it, because I really am enjoying it. It's just one of those that I'd rather have my Alan Wake sequel. Though at the same time, again, I am really, really hoping for a Quantum Break sequel as well, mostly because I hated the way they ended it with your character leaning into that girl's ear and saying, "I'll come back for you" at the end of the game. Come on. Not that I have a problem with that, but you can't tease a sequel and not do it. Looking at you, Sunset Overdrive. Is it dead? I think it's dead. Okay. His cluster. Resonance need a host. His clusters are a dense spherical compression of his resonance that serves. Okay, so that's the thing that heals. That's what I thought. And his sniper. Clearly, that's a hiss with a sniper rifle. And now we see, again, that is a cool effect. The X-ray light box in the hypnosis lab. The hell is that? So we probably get there. That's right, I've got shit to turn in, I forgot. Yeah, I've also got abilities I can buy. Let's see here. Yeah, sure. Let's take 20% to energy. I got one left, and I can't spend it on anything. Astral constructs. Construct Pierce is precise with a charged shot that penetrates armor. Oh, okay, so it's basically it's a sniper rifle. Sure, let's upgrade grip. And we don't have enough to do anything else. I need to craft any mods, board countermeasures. Collect our reward. Charge mode. Sure. Alright, there we go. Wrong button. Now that we've unlocked some of that stuff. Drink gain from headshots. Yeah, let's just take a straight up damage boost. Yeah, actually, I don't have that charge mode for the... what was it saying? Charge mode for the... For the service weapon. I can't speak. Yeah, I don't have that mode. Interesting. So we should probably abandon that and take launch tactics. There we go. Should be over this way. Okay. Okay, I'm not quite sure what the hell that's... How the hell to do that.
Another object of power? They're just standing there, mesmerized by it.
Yeah, there's gotta be some hint on that thing. Yeah, I just blew that guy away. Nothing. Right, I was wondering if that would have them all attack me. Guess I was incorrect. There's gotta be... Well, that's as much clue as any. Gotcha.
Please state your name for the record.
Paul Warren, astronaut, first class.
And you are aware that exposure to the astral plane can result in death, disability, personal injury, corporeal untangling, cognitive collapse,
Corporeal untangling?
partial to full dementia.
Yeah. I am.
And you acknowledge that your use of the astral conduit, aka the X-ray light box, is purely voluntary.
Yes, I do.
Perfect. Your suit is good? Okay, you're all set. Open the door for Mr. Warren, please.
Nice. Use C's to complete the astral challenge plane. Oh, cool. God damn it, I keep coming back to it. I really hate that I sound like I don't like this game. You know, when I talk about the things I don't like, maybe it's just because I'm a negative person overall. But man, the powers are really cool, even though they're kind of derivative. Oh yeah, you get telekinetic powers, and you can like take control of your enemies. But I don't know, just the way they're utilized, the concepts of the objects of power, I really like.
Their brains were fried when I took over the object.
Yeah, like I've been saying, and I promise last time I'll say it. This is a good game with some flaws, but overall, definitely a fun time. There we go.
Marshall, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Who is this?
My name is Jesse Faden. I'm coming to help.
Faden. Hold on. I'm setting the elevator for you. We need to talk.
You got that right.
More of you? Really?
Oh, cool. So I don't even have to be right up on them. I can actually take a... I can use that ability from a distance. Okay, so I can take them out on my own.
Marshall is waiting for you in the Luck Lab, just down the hall.
Luck and probability. It's an interesting off.
There you are. I was starting to worry. Congratulations on your appointment, Director Faden. I'm Helen Marshall, head of Bureau Operations. Zachariah's dead then, and I assume you found his gun.
Just call me Jesse. Trench told me to find you. He said you could help.
And he told you this through the hotline. Makes sense.
None of this phases her?
Well, I mean, if you work here long enough, I wouldn't be surprised.
Darling created the HRAs in a lab nearby. We need more if we're gonna survive this attack. My rangers can't secure the lab alone, not against those things. We need more firepower.
At least she seems to know what's going on here. She could know about Dylan.
I can clear out the hiss. I'll be your firepower.
That's a good answer.
Is she testing me?
Darling has systems in place to protect his labs. This should help you get past them. We'll talk more after you clear out the hiss.
What, is it another key card?
Let her through. We'll have to lock the door behind you. Sorry, but we can't risk a breach.
See that funky mirror they're studying down the hall? Heard it steals your soul.
Alright, let's go shoot some stuff.
I see Rangers over there. We have to help them.
The Ritual Division. No, I keep going back and forth on how I feel about, you know, those words popping up on the screen when you enter a new area in the oldest house. It's a neat visual. It's trying to do what Remedy has always done, which kind of make their games look like little TV shows that you play. Because, you know, Alan Wake was kind of broken up into episodes. I feel like at times Jesse will do something that kind of feels like a recap of what just happened and, you know, kind of give us the little, like, next time on Control. I mean, hell, Quantum Break was literally had segments of its game that were a TV show. I don't know where I was going with that, now that I think about it. Gonna have to listen to the playback and try and figure out where exactly I was going with that sentence. Oh, right. I remember what I was talking about now. I was talking about the, when that, you know, the location pops up at the, front, at the top of the screen. Right. That's what I was talking about. While I don't hate the effect, and I don't hate that it pops up like that, it's just, a lot of times it pops up right as I'm getting into combat. So it makes things hard to see. It's one of those. It's a neat little detail, but at the same time, I feel like it sits on the screen a little bit too long, or that they pop it up in some spots that I feel could have been a little better. This place got a lot of elevators. Oh, I picked up more abilities. Awesome. Sure, let's boost our duration for C's. Actually, yeah, I like that idea to launch grenades and rockets back at people. Board countermeasures. Okay, so we can turn that one in. Okay, astral constructs. I don't think we can... Yeah, we can construct the Pierce. Why not? Pressing the wrong button. This frame rate drops, if you're wondering what the hell that is. It's when I'm trying to open menus. Yeah, I think accuracy is going to be an important thing for this one. Yeah, let's get the C's accelerator. It's probably a good good boost to my abilities. Cool.
This way to the lab? Okay. You must like these HRAs. Sounds like Darling built them. And most of the things around here. If Marshall can't help us with Dylan, he's our next best bet. Assuming he's not dead. Or taken over by the Hiss.
Huh, okay, seems weird that they have the... Okay, I'm trying to count out how many moves I'm going to need to make to also get that thing in the center to be in the bottom left, because it moves 3 spots. Okay, so I need 2 on the top, 1 on the right, and 2 on the left. So I'm going to need to move 5 spaces. Okay, so it's got to be on the top. Okay. Ah, come on. And that ends with me being in the wrong spot. Gotcha.
You led me here. Any idea how to make it work?
Hello again, Director. It appears we have a new problem. We need to get the HRA machine working.
That you're sneaking up on me and freaking me out, man?
This looks a bit more complicated.
Darling must have had a system. Randomness isn't in his nature. The punch cards, the symbols, the terminals. How do they connect?
I'll see what I can do.
I'll say I do like these these little puzzle lock combination things. Fun little brain teasers. That sounds not good.
So, we need to find all the punch cards.
And I got him. Okay, they're numbered as well. That's the first one. You find number 2. It's number 4. You know, I'm starting to think that Darling isn't really security conscious. He's just an asshole.
Each punch card should correspond to a terminal.
I think 4's up top. Oh, I really hope this works. It did not.
These whiteboard drawings may be important.
Thanks. If maybe the detail was a little closer, I could read it. There we go. The powerful. Dimensions, feedback loop. I'm gonna take these back.
He was working on something to do with these symbols.
Thank you. I understand what he was doing, kind of. It's just like I said, the detail's just really thin on some of these.
What do the symbols mean?
If I wasn't reading the writings of a madman, maybe I'd be able to discern it. And thank you, game character who's clearly giving me exposition for a video game. Or not even exposition, it's just giving me... just trying to tell me the things I need to pay attention to solve a puzzle.
What do these whiteboards mean?
God damn it, lady. If you're gonna talk, say something useful, or something that a person would say. Instead of just constantly saying, what do these whiteboards mean, over and over again, as if on a loop. Well, you know, you're on a loop because you're on a fucking loop. And again, it's just, I can't read this shit. Okay, our way in, what the hell's that mean? Changing variables. Leaks out, too strong. None of these words mean anything to me.
Try different combinations. One of them has to work.
Too powerful for use 3. What the fuck does that mean? I think that one's supposed to be in 3. I think there's something to pick up over there. And what would also help is if there was like some sort of zoom in function. I think that's going to be in the first one. I think I have 3 in the right spot as well. Didn't think so. Worth a shot. All right. I see, and I also can't tell because this writing is so fucking weird. Because it says too powerful for our use. Is that 3/2 or is that 3?2 or is that just a squiggly line that kind of looks like 3? I can't fucking tell. All right, screw it. I'm getting annoyed. I'm looking this up on the internet. Fuck this. Okay, I have no idea how any of these whiteboards are supposed to give us any of these clues. I mean, this one was fairly obvious because that I don't know why that whiteboard is telling me that was the first one, but whatever. Number 2, it was the center cube. 3 was this one, apparently. 5 up top. 4 apparently that was it. I still don't get how any of these whiteboards was supposed to tell me that answer. I don't know.
prism shattered. Darling's prototypes have a lot of issues. We need a new plan. We need more Blackrock prisms to make this machine work. Darling has another lab, down in the Blackrock processing site and maintenance. That must be where he keeps the prisms.
I've been to maintenance already. I can find my way.
But how long will that take? Nothing here is simple. I need to ask her now, before I go.
I need something from you first. What do you know about Dylan Faden?
I knew this was coming. Lives are at stake here, and we need this machine working to save those lives. Once that is done, Director Faden, then we can talk.
She's right. As much as I don't want to admit it, I'm the only one who can help.
That was all it took to convince you? Really?
I'll get the prisms first.
Dylan will have to wait just a little longer.
But don't call me Director. Jesse is fine.
I'll call you Faden. Here, you'll need this keycard.
Thanks. Emily Pope has set up a base in Executive. Once I have the prism, I'll meet you there.
Right. I'll move out immediately. And keep an eye out for Darling. Finding him might be the key to stopping the hiss.
It's just one large-scale HRA. It's there now. We are about to be exposed to a different kind of resonance. Hostile, viral, invasive resonance. That's what the Hedron resonance amplifiers are for. Taking the protection Hedron can provide us and keeping us from being wiped out.
Here, this will lead back to Central Research.
Might seem like a weird question, but am I the only one wondering why it looks like Marshall's carrying around a Lewis gun? It looks like some old school, like World War I weaponry. Trying to see something. Not necessarily what I was trying to see, but
I've been feeling questions recently regarding HRA. What are they for? Do you always need to wear them? And what's the deal with the Hedron resonance anyway? Fuck. Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements or listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. We do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified, not water, might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be quick and painless. Kidding. I'm kidding. We're making more.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding. It'll be excruciatingly painful. I think I've almost found everything in here. Getting shot at from somewhere. There you are. That's fantastic. Alright, anyway, guys, I think we're going to close here. Thanks for watching. As always, Facebook, Twitter, the website, Minds.com. Links, all that stuff is down in the description below. Like, comment, not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned. More next time. Until then, my name's AJ Gels. Something Gaming Channel. I'm out.